bridge fans, we're back. We're here on early morning on Friday, going on a train to Edinburgh, and we're aiming to go to the Peebles Congress. So I'm quite sleepy. I was planning on meeting up with Magnus and Chucker and all that, and asked Magnus what time his train was going earlier in the week, and he said 10 a.m. So I was trying to work out when to get to York and join the same train, and turns out he went yesterday. So thanks, Magnus. Thanks. I'm travelling by myself. It's about a 4-hour trip to Edinburgh, and then I'm meeting up with Jake and Abi Milne, and I'm playing with Abi tonight, and then I'm playing either with Abi or with Jake or Tom Cohen or something like that over the course of the weekend. I've never been to Peebles, but I've heard nothing but good things from everyone who's been. Cooper loves it, I know Chucker loves it, and it's been going for years and years as far as I can remember. I remember like in the late 90s, early 90s, some of the people from the Scarborough club I went to, some of the better players, went up to Peebles as one of their kind of weekends away. So historically it's been good. So gonna go today. I've never met Abi before. I think I've been in the same event as her, but never talked to her. And Jake's a new friend of mine. I think I've met him over the last year quite a bit, playing with Tom Cohen, who I knew from when I lived in York. So Jake suggested I come and play. I said I don't have a partner. Jake says play with Abi. By the way, she plays for the Scotland ladies team, so that should be good. So we'll do what we can. I'll meet Abi, we'll sort some system out, and then you'll get to see maybe a bit of Edinburgh when we get to Edinburgh, because I think I've got a few hours before we drive over. So that's what you've got to look forward to, but I've got to look forward to a 4-hour coach trip. Anyway, new Steve, new haircut, now with no added sugar, and we're here to play with lots of bridge for this weekend, so see you soon. So I've just got off the station at Edinburgh, and I haven't been here for, I think it's over 20 years. You've got hills in the background, you've got all these fantastic buildings, old architecture, and there's a bus obviously. And this is just outside the station. Just a really nice place. It is a bit nippy, but it does remind me of a hand I played last time I was here. I was playing in the Portland Bowl. I'm going to get a coffee. There's a Black Sheep coffee. I think I'll go there and get a coffee and tell you about a hand I played at the Portland Bowl. It was like the very first hand I played in the Portland Bowl. I was playing for York University against Edinburgh. And yeah, so when it gets a bit quieter, I'm going to go in there and have a look. But yeah, you can see, if you've never been to Edinburgh and you do visit the UK, I think, I've not been to many places in Scotland, but it probably is the nicest city in Scotland, and just in terms of feel and vibe and looks. It's quite a big place. You can see all the architecture goes all the way down to the bottom there. So yeah, I'm just going to take a seat, have a coffee, and I'll be back with you in a sec. So I'm waiting for my coffee, and I'll give you this hand from the Portland Bowl in 2002. That's how old it was. So I was playing against a current Scottish junior international, so I knew him from junior bridge. And you pick up this hand. You've got King, Queen, Jack, 10 to 6, King third, stiff, Ace third. Can't remember the pips, but it didn't really matter. He opens a heart on your right, so you bid a spade, 2 diamonds on your left, pass, 2 hearts on your right. So partner's got nothing here. I mean, they've responded at the 2 level. This is before 2 over 1 became popular, so this is just a positive response. But you've got quite a lot of playing strength there. You've got probably 5 spade tricks. Looks like the King of Hearts is a trick and the Ace of Clubs. So even if you bid 2 spades and you get doubled and you go off, you're probably only going 1 off. That's opposite nothing from partner. So you bid 2 spades. This goes 3 diamonds on your left, pass, 3 no trumps on your right. You're looking like you've got a chance of beating this. It looks like you've got the Ace of Clubs to get in with, the King of Hearts to get in with, and lots of spades. But doubling this might allow them to run to 4 hearts or something. So you just pass, and you lead the King of Spades, and dummy goes down with what you can see on screen. Dummy goes down with. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, thank you. Sorry, thank you. Cheers. Yeah. Someone. Sorry. No, black's fine. Thank you. Cheers. Much appreciated.
No problem. You have a lovely day.
Thank you. You too. I got myself a toastie and a coffee, and they called my name. I was about to go up and get it, and they've brought it over to me, so that's quite nice. So you lead the King of Spades, and it goes. Dummy goes down with what you can see. Dummy is stiff, 2 low, 6 solid, and queen to 4. So you lead the king of spades, small, partner gives you count, partner shows an odd number, and it gets ducked. So you plough on with the queen of spades, it goes small, small, duck, and you play a third spade, and it goes small, small, ace. And dummy's just been throwing like low clubs and low hearts away. I can't remember the exact order, maybe they've thrown 1 club and 1 heart, or 2 clubs away, or something like that. And then declarer at trick 4 plays a diamond. How are you going to defend this? And I think given it as a problem, you get this right all day, or at least if you can see what the problems are going to be, you get this right 90 odd percent of the time when given it as a problem. How do you defend? What do you throw away? That sort of thing. But this was my very first hand in the Portland Bowl, very first hand I played. It was the very first competitive hand I played with a partner I was sitting opposite, and so the fact that I spotted the correct line at that time, and very quickly as well, because if you sit there, you can see what the problem's going to be. You've got to find 5 discards. They're going to cash 5 diamonds. What are your 5 discards going to be? Well, you need to keep the ace of clubs, and you need to keep enough spades to beat it if they let you in. And if you try to also keep king x of hearts, you can't. You're actually squeezed in 3 suits. If you throw an ace of clubs away, almost certain declarer's got the king. If you bear your king of hearts, they can drop it. And if you throw a spade or too many spades away, they knock out your ace of clubs and make their 9th trick of the club, and you can't cash enough tricks. So, for example, if you come down to king x of hearts, stiff ace of clubs, and 1 winning spade, they can just knock out the ace of clubs, and you can only cash 1 more spade trick, and then you make 3 spades and ace of clubs. So you realise you're squeezed very early on, and so what you should do is discard to a bare king of hearts, because anything else just gives the contract up, and you should do it straight away. You should discard a heart, then a club, then a spade, and you've still got 2 spades left, so they can't knock out the ace of clubs. So what they have to do now is decide whether you've bared the king of hearts, or whether you could have bid 2 spades with 6 solid spades missing the ace and the ace of clubs, which is a possibility. I was a junior at the time. And if you discard your heart last and then and ah and pause, they're more likely to play you for a dropped king of hearts. Whereas I just went heart, club, spade, and I bared my king of hearts straight away, and they took the finesse, and I claimed the rest of the tricks for 2 off, and we won 3 imps, because at the other table they only went 1 off, so pretty good. So we're here in Peebles after a nice Uber ride. This is the view from the front of the hotel. Peebles is a small town, I think, and you can see scenery, a nice garden. I'm going to show you the venue we're playing in now. See, you can hear all the birds squawking. And this is the hotel we're playing in. Like, remote Scottish town with a massive hotel, really nice. It's called the Hydro, I think it's called. View's great. I imagine if the weather was a bit clearer, this would be fantastic. So gardens there. So Jake and Abby have gone inside, so I'm going to follow them now. Looking for some people. Is that Helen? That might be Helen. Yeah, there's Helen. And there's Helen, Jake and Abby. So we're going to go. I think people have just finished the afternoon session. Hi Helen.
Hello.
That's Helen, that's Abby, that's my partner for the weekend, and there's Jake behind them. So we're going to go in, talk some system, and get ready for the BAM we're going to be playing in a second. So we've just started play, we've played 3 rounds, and the event tonight is a BAM. Tomorrow we're going to have all these tables filled up, so I think there's about 32 tables in play over the weekend, but tonight's a Friday night, and we're playing BAM, and in the UK you don't get many BAM events, so we're playing BAM teams. Obviously we're actually at table 1 over there, but I thought I'd stand out of the way a bit. So this is the room, this is the hall we're playing in. Temperature's fine, it's very brightly lit. There's a couple of people not playing tonight, so Niraj is just, I think he's just wandering around, and then there's a lot of my usual friends and partners playing in. Magnus is somewhere, Chuck is somewhere, there's Marina and Sarah, 2 Scottish ladies. So this is the case. We just finished the first round. I think we've probably, the first board I don't know, and then boards 2 and 3 I think we've won, probably based on what's happened at our table. So nothing that interesting there, so I'm just going to film it. That's Pete, he's one of the thumbnails. This is Sam Punch. Hi Sam. And yeah, we're going to do some pictures in a sec. So we're several boards in. I think we're doing quite well actually. It's very difficult to tell with BAM because you could do well according to par on the board, but obviously it's all dependent on what teammates have done, more so than match points. Match points is a lot easier to gauge when the board's going to be above average or not. So here, I think we're doing well. I think we've probably won like 5 or 6 out of the 9 boards we've played. I'll give you my hand, and this is there goes pass, and you've got this hand. You've got an 11 count with ace jack to 6 hearts. So you've got king x, ace jack 9 to 6, queen jack doubleton, 3 low. Because you've got 6 hearts and an 11 count is a bad 11 count in that your king x and queen jack tight aren't great holdings. You should definitely be opening this with 6 hearts, I think. Obviously, take away the queen of diamonds, you're opening 2 hearts, and there's very little gap between a 1 heart and a 2 heart bid. So I opened a heart, and this goes a 2 diamond overcall on my left, pass from partner, 2 hearts on my right, which is some sort of game try in diamonds. I'm not going to double this, I'm not going to give them more room or anything like that. I'm probably going to be on lead, and when I'm not, partner's leading heart anyway, so I don't need to tell them that. So I passed, and the hand on my left bids 3 clubs, which is some sort of values in clubs. This goes pass 3n, pass, pass, pass. So you're on lead to 3n after dummy who's got diamonds and club values, and you're playing BAM. So what you don't want to do is lead something that's going to give a trick away. So obviously, queen of diamonds might be safe. That's probably not going to get anything going in time. You might want to lead a heart, and if partner's got the 10 of hearts or the queen of hearts or something like that, you might be able to get some heart tricks. But the speed in which they bid 3n means that I'm pretty sure they've got the heart stopped, so I didn't really want to lead a heart. So I think it's probably right to lead a club. It probably doesn't give anything away. If dummy's got club values and the hand on your right's got a spade stop and heart values, then the hand on your right's probably not got any clubs over partner. So if partner's got club values, a club lead probably isn't going to pick them up. And it might be one of those things where you just need to not give a trick away. So I led a club and dummy went down with this. So I'm just going to show the whole hand here. A club lead's the winning lead. There are 2 ways to beat it on a club lead. You can either take the ace of clubs at trick 1, it goes small club king, and you take the ace and you play a heart back. I clear the hearts and I've got a spade entry, so it goes 1 off that way. Or you duck at trick 1 and encourage, and then when I get in with my ace of hearts, I can play a second club, and partner makes 4 club tricks plus the ace of hearts. So we're always going to beat it by 1 on a club lead. But what makes it even easier is partner should probably double 3 clubs. When you've got ace jack to 5 and partner's open vulnerable first in or second in or something, they're probably not going to sit 3 clubs doubled or anything like that. They've got a diamond fit, so you're looking at 2 low diamonds. You know they've got a safe place to go, so they're not going to sit 3 clubs doubled if it's making very often. But you want to tell partner not to lead a heart. You don't want partner to kind of gamble on a heart lead, and so you should probably double 3 clubs. And then when you double 3 clubs, it's a lot easier to plan in defence. You just play low at trick 1. You can see that if partner's got a second club, you're going to make 4 club tricks, and as long as partner keeps their major suit entries intact, you get to beat this definitely. As it went when you switch to if you win the ace of clubs and switch to a heart, there are some holdings where this might make, for example, when partner's only got 5 hearts, potentially declarer might have a couple of heart stops or something like that. And the danger of not playing the ace of clubs at danger of ducking at trick 1 with the clubs is partner might not read you for ace jack to 5 when you haven't doubled. So as it went, we beat it by 1. It felt good. Obviously a heart lead gives them time to do some stuff, but they're not really making it on a heart lead, I don't think, other than the fact that the 10 holds, so they get 2 heart stops. So maybe they still go off on a heart lead, maybe they still make. I haven't actually worked it out, but I think you should probably double 3 clubs. But even when you don't, I think a club lead's probably right at BAM and match points. At teams it might be slightly different. So I'll give you a decision that I know what's right after the hand. I still don't know what was right at the time. And you pick up the following hand. You've got ace third, queen 10x, king jack x, jack 10 9x, and it goes pass to you. And We're effectively playing match points, so getting in the auction is good. We decided that we're opening about 40% of 11s, and this isn't a good 11. You haven't got a 5-card suit. You don't really want a club lead, which is what you would open if you did open, but I decided to open it. I've got 2 10s. We're vulnerable, so getting to a thin 3N that makes is well, it's match points, isn't it? So it doesn't really matter too much, but potentially if we go off in a thin game, it'll be bad for us, but I've been playing the cards okay so far, so I thought I'd do it, and it's probably not the right opening bid, but I opened a club. And the next one bids stop 3 hearts, and we're unfavourable. The next one jumps to 3 hearts, and partner does a takeout double showing 4 or more spades, so pass. And you've got that decision. Niraj might give me an answer. Ace third, yes. Queen 10x, King Jack X, Jack 10 to 4. Yeah. You open a club, and it's going to pass. You open a club. It goes 3 hearts, double pass to you. So I still don't know what the right thing is to do. I know what the right thing is to do in the hand. So I'm going to say place your bets now. Niraj is thinking about what he'd do. I know I did, and I know what's right in the hand. So what would you do? Sorry. Give me the hand one more time. Ace third, Queen 10x. King Jack X, Jack 10 to 4. So this is Niraj. Hi, Niraj.
Hello.
They're not both for him, I hope. Although you never know.
I won't say a word.
So have a think what you do. I know what I did, and I know what's right in the hand, and I'm not saying I did the right thing or anything, but I still don't know what is actually right, and Niraj has not got a clear answer.
Yeah.
And it's BAM.
Pass.
Yeah, I passed, and I don't know what's right. Partner has an 18 count with 4 spades and 6 diamonds, and more importantly, they have the Jack of Hearts. So any game probably makes. You can set the clubs up for a spade discard. I'll show you the full hand here. And we beat it by 2. We beat it for 300. So I don't know. I mean, I don't want to bid 3N because if it goes heart to the ace, heart back, I'm just losing the first 7 heart tricks potentially. And I've got such a bad 11. I've got no source of tricks. You know, partners like if they've got 4 spades, they like to have a 5-card minor. It's likely to be diamonds. So give partner 4 spades and 5 diamonds and a stiff heart. They need a pretty good hand for 3N to make. And when they've got a pretty good hand, you might be able to get like 5 or 800 in 3 hearts doubled. If partner's maybe got like ace, stiff king of hearts or ace x of hearts or something. So I don't know what the right thing to do is. The pass is the wrong thing to do in the hand. You can let me know in the comments what you would do, but I don't think it's clear. It was definitely the bid or the pass that took me the longest to do here and so far. But there are winning positions. Partner's got such a good hand that you might get 6 diamonds, which is on a finesse. You're just on the club finesse, and that's offside. So there's a chance that if I don't open the bidding, that it goes 3 hearts double and I've got the same decision. Or there's a chance that the other table's like in 6 diamonds or something going off. But it feels like we're probably going to lose that board, but it is BAM. It's not a big swing. It's just a loss of 1 board. It's not like we've missed a game or something, which we have, but it doesn't count as much as it would do in teams. So this was a hand from the BAM, where I am playing in 3 no trumps by North. I was North the whole event pretty much. And East opens 3 clubs vulnerable. He goes pass, pass. You've got this big hand, this 19 count with 5 good hearts. You can't bid 3 hearts, it's not forcing, so you just need to bid 3N. Everything's protected on the lead. They're likely to lead a club, and then you'll have time. You don't need partner to have too much, maybe just the Jack of Hearts, and you might have some scope for 9 tricks. So that's what I did, and they lead the Queen of Clubs, and dummy goes down with 2 good cards, the King of Diamonds and the Ace of Hearts. So at trick 1, you just have a quick count of your tricks and think about what's going on. East is likely to have 7 clubs because they're missing the Ace and the King. And we'll find out at trick 1 what the situation is. So let's just play through trick 1 and see what the situation is. Okay, so we know East has 7 clubs. And if we count our tricks, we've got 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 3 hearts. So off the top, we've got 7 tricks. And if the hearts come in, we've got 9. And we've got potential extra chances in spades and in diamonds. We can play a spade to the king, which is a bit risky because East has, if East has the ace, you're potentially losing quite a lot of spade tricks depending on how they split. So it's risky to do that early on. And potentially diamonds might be a chance to make extra tricks, but you ask at trick 1 what their discards are, and they say they play McKinney. Now, if you don't know what McKinney is,
effectively that's a suit preference discard. So the 2 of hearts says they want the lower of the other 2 suits. So not clubs, not hearts. Of the other 2 suits, they would like a diamond. So we're going to test the hearts, and effectively we're going to try and pick up West's heart. Usually when, a bit of a tip for you here, is when they discard early, they're often discarding from their 5 or 6 card suit. So it's very likely that the West has 5 or 6 hearts to make a heart discard save. It's very unlikely they'll discard from a 4 card suit here if they have a longer suit to discard from elsewhere. So we're probably planning to pick up the Jack of Hearts with West, but when we play a heart towards dummy, East puts the Jack on it. So we have some time to faff about in some of the other suits now. So what we elected to do is that if West is signalling for diamonds, they must have some pretty good diamonds, and you've got the ace and the king. So West has probably got the queen and jack of diamonds, maybe 2, 4 or 5. But there is a chance that if East has the 9 of diamonds, we can pin it. So just in case that's a possibility, I could just cash the hearts out and see what they discard. But before we go any further, I'm going to play the 10 of diamonds. And the aim with the 10 of diamonds is if I'm going to run it, playing West to have both queen and jack, and if East has the singleton or doubleton 9, we might be able to force some extra diamond tricks through here. So it goes 10 jack ace, and if East plays the 9, we'll be happy. They don't. So what I've got to be careful of is where the ace of spades is. Now if East has it, I might be able to end play East to lead away from it, and if West has it, well, I might be able to do the same thing. So what we're going to do is just cash some hearts and try and get a count of the hand and try and decide who's got what and who is likely to be end played. Now if East is like we think they've only got 1 heart because of the heart discard, if East is something like 3, 1, 2, 7, it's likely they've got the ace of spades. It's very weird to open 3 clubs first in without an ace or a king in any other suit. So for example, of nothing, not much in spades, maybe the queen, nothing in hearts, nothing in diamonds, and queen jack of clubs. It's likely that East has got the ace of spades. So my temptation at this point is to throw East in with the ace of spades, with a club to lead away from the ace of spades. So what we're going to do is cash some hearts and decide what people throw away. So East throws a club, and you can see hearts were 5-1 initially. East throws a club, East throws a spade, and East throws a club. So East has thrown 3 clubs away, so they've still got 3 clubs left. And we don't quite know East's exact shape here, but we can decide who we end play here. What we can do is play a diamond to dummy, and then a club to our hand, and we can either exit with a club to end play East, assuming East hasn't got 3 diamonds, or we can exit with a diamond to end play West, assuming that the ace of spades is with West. So that's what we're going to go down. So when we play a diamond to dummy, East discards a club, which means that East's original shape is 4-1-1-7. And now there is a chance that East potentially doesn't have to have the ace of spades. I think when you're 7-4, it's a much better hand to preempt on. You're much less likely to go for a packet. And it's much more constructive if you've potentially got a 7-4 hand rather than like 7-2-2 is awful. 7-4-1-1 or 7-4-2-0 is a much better, much stronger preempting hand. So when they've got that, they don't necessarily have to have the ace. So we're going to follow our plan. We're going to play a club to hand, and we now have a complete count of the hand other than who has the actual ace of spades. So we're going to make a decision now, and this is BAM, so it might matter if we get this right. We're going to make an extra check, and it is get rightable. We know that in this particular situation with 4 cards left, that East has 1 club and 3 spades, and West has 2 spades and 2 diamonds. So what we can do at this point, we're in the north hand, we can't lead a spade to the king or anything, but we can exit with whichever 7 we want to end play whichever player we want, and they will have to lead away from the ace of spades. So which one are we going to do? And if we get this wrong, we're not making any other tricks, potentially. If we exit with a club and it's wrong, West will discard their losing spade and then claim the last 3 tricks with the ace of spades and 2 diamonds. And if we exit with a diamond and East has the ace of spades, we'll get a spade through and we won't make any more tricks either. So what are you going to do? Make your bets now. I played a club. I went with my initial gut that East had the ace of spades for their opening 3 club bit. They win the jack of clubs, and they played a small spade. That's not good. And West claimed. So I only made 9 tricks here, so I made my contract, that's fine, but the heart discard from West at trick 1 meant I had 9 tricks off the top at trick 1, and all my little extra chances went to the wayside. So I'll show you the full hand if we have a look at the full hand. That's what the full hand initially was. West is probably going to discard a heart most of the time at trick 1 there. They don't really have another discard they want to do. What are they going to keep? 5 hearts to the 8 or 5 diamonds to the Queen Jack 9? I would much rather keep my diamonds. So the discard at trick 1 made it a bit easier for me. And if I had a better read in the situation, maybe knew the players a bit more, what their tendencies are to open this, I might have got this right, but I've given this hand to a couple of people and they've done the same thing as me. So as it was a tied board. But if I managed to play a spade to the king at some point, or end play West instead of East, I would have won the board. So that was an interesting play problem I had in 3 no trumps.
So you pick up the following hand, and you pick up singleton 3 small, King Jack 10 to 4, Ace Queen Jack to 5, and there's 11 counts to go. This is a much better 11 count than the one I decided to open earlier. So you open a club, which is your best suit. Seems fine, I think I'm in here. You open a club, which is your best suit, and this goes past. Your partner bids a spade, obviously, and the hand on your right bids 2 hearts. Now, you're unfavourable. You've got no bid here. We're playing support doubles, and they're mandatory, so passing denies 3 spades. So partner's not going to get carried away. And this goes past, and your partner bids 2 spades. Now, you play weak jump shift, so 1 club, 2 spades from partner originally would be like a weakish hand with 6 spades. So this is like a constructive hand with 6 spades. They won't have 5 because they know you haven't got 3. And if they only had 5, they're likely to back in with like 3 clubs or a takeout double or something like that. So they bid 2 spades, it goes pass. So you pass, you've got an opening hand, and I'll even got 1 spade. You know partner's got 6, it's not going to be too bad. And then it goes 3 hearts on your left. Pass, pass. Normally, you'd pass. At match points, you probably pass, but at BAM, you have to double. They're going off in 50s, if 2 spades is making, or whatever. And if teammates are also bidding 3 hearts, you're sure it's more likely to go off than make. And making it isn't, you know, doubling and conceding 530, whatever, just loses you the board. It doesn't lose you any more than that. It's about winning the board or losing the board. And what you need to do is make sure that if it's going 1 off, that you're getting 100, or 2 off, you're getting 300, and you're probably winning the board. And although you've only got a minimum opener, no fit for partner, no heart trick, you've got a really good lead, and you've got the minors over what is likely to be maybe the strongest hand at the table on your right. It's likely that the hand that's bid 2 hearts is the strongest hand, so you've got ace queen of clubs over maybe their king, you've got king jack of diamonds over maybe their ace or queen, and they might misplace the honours. So I doubled, and we ended up taking it 2 off. If I show you the full hand, they only drew 1 round of trumps before trying to get to dummy, which meant partner could get a club ruff. So I got to ruff the second spade, and then play a diamond to partner's ace. Partner played a club through, it went club, club, ruff, second diamond. So we got 300. I think if they draw 1 round of trumps, maybe they can get out for 100. But that's one of those things that BAM, you'd never double in most other forms of scoring, I don't think. You might do a cheeky one at match points if you need to win the match. But I've been signalled in, but there's 3 minutes on the clock. I feel cheated. But we're going to the last round now, so we've done all right, I think. Done. I had a really good time. Abby, it's been a pleasure. This is Abby. Hi, Abby.
Hello.
How have you found it today?
It's been a lot of fun. What a carnage, but that's always the best, kind of.
We played a lot of the hands. A lot of the hands were north-south, so we played a lot more than we defended. Maybe. I mean, Tom's going to correct me in a second. We're going to score up, let you know the scores. We made a lot of thin doubles, and we did a lot of bidding. We were very rarely silent. So we're going to score up now and let you know the results. And Tom's got a really interesting problem. He may or may not make the video, depending on how drunk he is. We'll see. So we've scored up. We got 37 out of 54, and we've come joint first. We scored up and we went win, 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 loss, win, and so on. We had so many won boards. We only drew about 3 of them. So BAM's really interesting. Every single decision matters. It was really enjoyable. Playing with Abby was lovely. Tom and Tom and Jake had some wild boards. There was one where they had 3 off in 6 clubs, and we made one end double, so we won the board. You think they went, oh, there's no way we've won that, and then they came and had a look, and we got plus 180. So, really good time. Obviously, I hope you've enjoyed the hands. The BAM decisions are really interesting. And one thing I would potentially take away from you, if you're trying to go all out to make the most tricks, you've just got to think, am I in the contract everyone's going to be in? There was one hand where Tom has got a decision whether to go play safe for his contract or go for the max tricks. And I think the question you need to ask yourself is how likely is the bidding to be replicated? Are you going to get to the same spot? Because if you're in game and the other table might not be, or might be in a different game, you should probably just try and make it, because then you win the board when they make a worse positive score. You know, if they're only in a part score, if they're in 5 diamonds instead of 3M. So Tom had a decision there, and he's interesting, and the decision is interesting, but I think he's made a great bid to bid 3N. I'm not going to show you the full hand, but that's a decision you've got. Sometimes just double check, is the contract going to be the same at the other table? So we made some thin doubles today, because I thought the contracts might be the same, and if this goes off I need to be doubling this. And that's the BAM strategy, and other people weren't doing that against us. We were making some weak bids and bad bids and stuff. That's Jen there, and that's a very tall guy. So that's it. We're in the bar, we're in the cocktail bar, another bar around the corner, and we're going to have a celebratory drink, celebrating our joint first, and we will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Swiss Pears, and then there's like a gala dinner, and I knew this but forgot that I've never been to Peebles before, but the gala dinner is like a tuxedo and fancy thing. So tomorrow the speedball, I'll give you some pictures of people, and everyone but me pretty much will be in fancy attire. So oops, but I'll point the camera the other way, and you can see kind of like a really swanky, back to the heyday of bridge, fancy stuff. So anyway, peace out everyone.